Dear President of the European Commission, Commissioner, honourable members, since the start of the Portuguese presidency, this is the second time that Council, Commission and Parliament come together to discuss our joint efforts to progress on the vaccination strategy to fight Covid-19. Unfortunately, since our last debate, the situation has not improved. Europe is still facing challenging times due to the pandemic. The spread of the virus remains worrisome in most member states, including my own. New variants of concern have emerged, making it necessary to follow strict measures to contain the disease. And in the meantime, vaccination of our population has not progressed as quickly as we would have wished. So, it's time to redouble our work, not lowering our ambition or wishing away real practical difficulties. But at the same time, we must not forget what we have achieved so far. The EU strategy on vaccination has been an example of unity and solidarity in action. It was motivated by and has achieved real tangible benefits. It has allowed an equitable and fair distribution of vaccines amongst member states so that all EU citizens can have now access to the vaccines in an equal fashion. We have had 3 Covid-19 vaccines approved in less than a year, and we are expected a few more to come in the near future. And we began vaccination campaigns across all member states. All these are remarkable milestones following a path of solidarity. And right now, my country knows better than most that European solidarity is more than just words, it's action. And Portugal is very grateful for the numerous offers of assistance and concrete support from several member states. Honourable members, we knew that during the first stages of our vaccination campaigns, the availability of the vaccines would be limited. This is why we had to prioritise certain groups, like the elderly people and the healthcare workers, in our national vaccination strategies. But the recent news on delays in vaccine deliveries by some producers are a source of concern to which we must react in real time. Vaccine production is a complex process, especially at this unprecedented scale. The truth is that companies may have overestimated their production capacities. We need to make sure that companies respect the contracts signed and deliver on their commitments. Countries need to know how many vaccines are available and by when to plan their vaccination campaigns. And we need this data to work. This is crucial. Recently, the Commission has also put in place an export authorization mechanism for Covid-19 vaccines, and this will allow us to understand where the vaccines produced in the EU are being distributed. In both cases, transparency is paramount to increase citizens' trust in this process. We, as Council Presidency, are willing to contribute to this endeavour. Prime Minister António Costa, together with the President of the Commission, wrote a letter to all heads of state and government inviting member states to remain united and combine efforts with the industry to ramp up the supply of vaccines and production capacity in Europe. They also presented some concrete ideas on how to improve our fight against the different variants of the virus. Also, the European Council will meet on February 25th to continue articulating our joint response to Covid-19, and the General Affairs Council will prepare this discussion, and we will continue to work intensively at technical and political level. This effort should also help us to roll up the Covid-19 vaccines at global level. Solidarity cannot stop at European borders. Fair access to vaccines for low and middle income countries is consistent with our values, and it is also in our own interest. We will not be safe until everybody is safe. We also need to put more efforts in communication. Citizens have the right to factual information, and we need to convey such information as clearly and transparently as possible. At the same time, we need to keep monitoring carefully the vaccination campaigns in close collaboration with the EU bodies in order to be able to address other possible challenges at an early stage and take appropriate action. We all know this will be a long process, longer and more complex than we have expected, be it at the level of public health or on the social and economic repercussions of the pandemic. As the President of the Commission put it, it's a marathon. Vaccination is a powerful tool in our response to this crisis, but it will take time before a majority of the EU population is vaccinated. We still have to keep working together for the common good, enduring social distancing, wearing face masks, and taking all other protective measures that we can until we finally beat this virus. Walking on a thin path between what has worked since the Middle Ages and the impressive technological achievements of the present, we need to stay together. We need to stay united. This is the only way out. Thank you.
Grazie Ministro Zacharias, e adesso la Presidente von der Leyen, prego.